Hi, Sound TV. We are drinking a bottle on a gondola, going up the mountain in Aspen with the legendary Ray Isle. I never ever thought I would say that I was drinking in a gondola with you.
Weirdly, millions of people have. It's
Millions?
Millions. I usually cram like 15 people in here, have a couple hanging off the. No, this is
so many
cool.
jokes that I can't say.
I never thought I would be going up on a gondola drinking with Claire Coppi, so this is pretty cool.
No, this is an honor. I've been wanting to. This is the first time I've actually gotten to meet you, and it's.
I know, which
so
is strange.
Cool.
Yeah, though we've written about you in the magazine.
Which is.
So
ridiculous.
That's pretty cool too.
So ridiculous.
What are we drinking?
It's. More importantly, what are we drinking out of?
Yes, this
very refined glass.
This would be the Riedel's best.
Absolutely, I think Zalta makes these actually.
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go.
Oh yeah, the very best restaurants.
This thing is cool.
This Vin Armor, yeah. So this is an amazing wine carrier that protects everything. It's basically indestructible, and it also keeps wine at a lovely temperature. Which you'll see if you can feel it.
71 Barolo.
71 Barolo.
I always drink 71 Barolo from a plastic glass.
In a gondola.
That is the way
Don't
to do it. Yeah, in a gondola.
Okay.
Well, you can't drink it not in a gondola. That's
what I said.
That's just not done.
It's just not. It's just not done.
It's not allowed.
This is so. Just when I'm like out of my own body, and I'm like, this is so ridiculous.
It's deeply.
What do you do for a job, you weirdo?
This is the nature of the Aspen event. You get some, you get some ridiculous in with your,
This is the Aspen. I feel like this is very food and wine classic in Aspen. This is just very. I'm duranding a damn 71 Barolo.
Have you been having fun?
Of course, I've been having fun. I've been having a little too much fun.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
But that's part of it.
I pretty much every single Aspen I get to this, towards the end, and I'm like.
Oh my God.
I'm having a lot of fun, but man, the fun's taking a toll on my human frame.
My life, it's taking years off. But hey, it's making the years I have here much richer.
Yeah, there you go.
One day we'll open this, and one day we'll drink it. We'll see.
The Durand is one of the most excellent inventions ever in the wine world.
It's like such a lifesaver. We borrowed this from the lovely people at the Little Nell, and they begged us, please don't take it, because we keep losing them and people keep stealing them.
Yeah, it's one thing when you steal the server's pen or something. When you steal their $270 Durand, it's different.
There's a lot. Forgive me, because I have no tools here. I'm just gonna get some of the freaking.
You got long fingernails.
I'm gonna take that.
Though.
I know they're obnoxious. I'm ripping them off when I get home. They were a terrible decision. I'm gonna give myself the first pour because it's got all the sediment and stuff, and then I'll give you the nicer pour, and we can see if this is up to snuff. I really hope that we are drinking a super oxidized, flawed wine.
Let's see.
That'd be kind of cool. Although I'm getting some whiffs, and it smells pretty. Pretty bitchin'.
It is old. There
old.
is no question. 71 is old, but
for a wine, it's still alive. It's pretty.
It's actually really nice on palate. It's good.
Fabulous. Cheers.
Welcome to the gondola. That's actually surprisingly alive.
It is actually. Yeah. I think in about an hour it'll be gone. Gondola.
So, so Aspen, here we are.
This is, it's...
See, Aspen, it's right there.
So pretty. Oh, look at the mountains back there, the way the light's hitting it.
I mean...
I'm so happy.
I love coming to this place. It's my 17th year.
I was going to ask, how many? 17
17,
years.
yeah. Well, actually, no, -1 because of 2020.
What happened?
I think there's this weird thing in the world that, we canceled the event for some reason.
Canceled events, like stay at home, gain weight.
The 5,000 person event seemed like a bad idea in the pandemic.
It's so funny going back to these things, though, and you're just like, oh, I'm not used to this many people in a large space or a small, like it's a little unsettling.
It's a little unsettling,
but also like I'm free.
This finally, this feels normal again. The vibe down there has been crazy good.
It's awesome.
Yeah, people are happy.
People are they're like cutting loose. They're like letting it all out.
Yeah.
It's been just overwhelming in the best sense of the word.
Yeah.
Have you seen it change a lot though? Like being
over the years? Yeah. I mean, it's been about the same amount of people the entire time I've been coming because the town caps us at 5,000.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that's all the tickets we can sell. And that's just based on the hotel space in the town and so on. There's the Aspen event that we do, and then there's like all of these other wine events that, tastings, dinners, people bringing in their national buyers and so on. And all of that, there was almost none of that when I started, and that's now like feels like it's almost equal in size to the real event.
Yeah, because you go around to all the hotels and you see all these different rooms on all the different floors that have all these different little events going on. Yeah. It's not just the grand tasting. It's
it's like, I'm food and wine. I get sent, info about some of them, but there are a ton that I don't
There's
know
no
about.
way you can get to all of them.
And so that's been a shift, and it's because I know a lot of people in the wine business are going to invite to a lot of parties, so I go to a lot more parties than I used to. So at the end of the weekend, I am more exhausted than I used to be. It has nothing to do with getting older, I don't think.
No.
No.
Not at all.
Couldn't possibly
Not
be.
even.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not.
The baseline event, the number of seminars, the number of demos, the grand tasting, that actually hasn't changed a whole lot. That's
Okay.
been kind of stable. That different speakers come in different years, but it's more or less that the core or the heart of the event's been the same. Things shift. For a while there, we had a little more booze in the tent than we do now.
I'm glad you don't have more booze.
Well, it's weird. It's like I'm biased towards wine. That's my gig.
Sure.
But it's sort of like who gets a table and who doesn't. It's sort of a lot of the liquor producers want tables, and we were saying yes to probably more than we should have because it really changes the mood or the vibe in the tent.
It gives it a little bit of an edge,
It
doesn't
gives a little bit of an edge, a little bit of crazy edge,
Yeah.
And I just like it when it skews more towards high-end wine, which is fun.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Although I did like beeline for the scotch.
Yeah, and
Day
there's
one.
really good scotch in there.
Really good scotch.
We've added a few things. Like we did this tasting this year that was called the Rarest of the Rare, which was 12
Oh yeah.
single malt and rare bourbons.
Is that at the St. Regis?
It was at the St. Regis, which was honestly like probably $100,000 of scotch on that table. I mean, 30-year-old Highland Park, a 20-year-old Michter's bourbon. It was, and probably something we can't ever repeat, honestly.
Damn.
Yeah, sorry.
Damn it, I'm so sad
Yeah,
I
I was
missed
going to
that.
invite you. I knew you were busy filming, so I just thought she probably doesn't want to come.
I blame Jason.
I think you should blame Jason.
I just generally, if
see.
something
There's
goes
really
wrong.
no reason to blame anyone else
Other than Jason.
Yeah, so
his wife
it's
is
certainly
great.
not my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
But I don't know what else has changed over time. Dogs.
There are a lot of dogs.
There are a lot of dogs, but now there are a lot of Burmese mountain dogs.
Really?
It's like that
What?
seems to be the thing this year. Like these big,
This is the takeaway from Food and Wine Classic.
Labradoodles a few years ago, now Burmese mountain dogs. I go figure.
I guess people aren't as hypoallergenic anymore.
I don't know what they did with the Labradoodles here in Aspen. Maybe they got
just
rid of
chucked
them
them out.
some kind of horrible way. Anything's
Like
possible.
their racehorses, they're like, it's gotten too
Yeah,
low.
it's you can't run anymore. What else? The other ththing that's happened over time, which is cool and kind of crazy, is the late night wine scene at the Little Nell. The Little Nell has always been kind of a hub of the event, but
It's nuts.
it's there's so many people in the business who know each other, or know someone who knows someone, and it's become the late night hangout place for people who love wine, which
That is what it seems to be.
is kind of wild because it was really organic. No one made that decision.
I think it just made sense.
It's a
Little
nice
Nell
room.
is like,
They got a great list,
fantastic cellar.
and so
great
everybody just
hospitality.
congregates there.
Makes
And,
sense.
Yeah, I assume you've been there late at night.
That's maybe where I was last night.
Yeah,
I don't
see,
know.
there you
Could
go.
be.
This is John. John is beautiful, and John brought a beautiful wine. Yes.
What's cool about the Nell scene at night is just seeing folks in the wine business hanging out together and having a great time, and
That's what I like.
It's a really cool vibe.
It is a cool vibe, and I'm still like pretty new to the wine side of the restaurant industry, at least, and it's pretty darn cool to be seeing certain people that you're just like, oh shit, it's that person. I'm like, oh my god, and there's that person. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm just sitting in the corner like, hi. Like it's really really cool, and I think that might be in part to social media.
I think again, social media drives that
connects
kind of stuff.
everybody,
It's like
man.
where you're going to be.
Yeah.
There are pictures of people hanging at the Nell.
You have to take the pictures.
I'm sure the
otherwise you-
chefs have somewhere they go. I don't know where it is.
Away from the rest of us,
away
like,
from away from the
screw this.
annoying wine people.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Stay
So-
away.
But
Those
it's
poor guys.
I love this event. Obviously, I've worked for Food and Wine. I've been coming for years. It's our.
Do you need a little top off, by the way?
Of course, it's
This is
our.
showing nice.
This is nice. It's honestly surprising. I thought it was a good chance it was
Gonna
going to
be
be
completely
kind of
faded.
pretty faded and dead, and it's
There's a little
definitely it's definitely cloudy, and it's definitely
What are you talking about?
it's definitely an older wine, but it's got some pretty good freshness to it.
Still got a little zip.
Yeah.
Still got a little spring in it stuff.
But the other thing I love about Aspen is, every year I try and build in at least a day where I can go take a hike or be in the mountains or it's just not.
Have you done that already?
No, that's probably right after this.
Fabulous.
You're
Good.
my final,
Oh, thank you.
Basically, you're the final person I'm
final
going to talk
push.
to before I go off for 2 hours and never
Talk
don't
to
speak
anyone.
to anybody. There's a lot of talking.
There's a lot. It's kind of because you always have to like be on.
Yeah. And the seminars are great. I mean, you know, I did the kind of classic. For me, I did one seminar this year, which was pairing potato chips and wine, which was fun.
It's brilliant.
It's,
Should have gone to that.
It's cool. Yeah, you use different flavors of potato chips to talk about basic, like
What was the
salt,
best one?
salt and vinegar, salt, but barbecue, because barbecue always has sugar in it.
Yeah.
Like a spicy chip, and then I just pick different wines to talk about like what sourness does to your mouth or what salt does to your mouth in
It's a
terms
good
of
example.
flavor, and it's fun. And plus, who doesn't love potato chips?
Crazy people.
Yeah.
Crazy people.
Bad
people.
bad
People that
crazy
shouldn't
people.
be here.
Yeah. So, and the audience is like, I mean, I was talking to people who came up and asked questions afterward. It's everything from folks who just are getting into wine and kind of decided they want to come and they think it's going to be cool, to people who like seriously collect and whatnot. And so it's all over the place.
Yeah. This place is friggin' insane.
It is insane. Yeah, it's insane. And we take over the entire town for the event.
I feel so bad for the people that actually live here.
They actually are.
Do they go out of town?
They see.
fine.
Well, one, they can rent their houses for $1 billion.
That's true. I was gonna say no. I don't feel
Yeah.
bad for them at all.
I don't
Screw
think you
them.
need. I think they're mostly billionaires. You don't have to feel
They're
bad
fine.
for it. Guess we got a little bit of wind.
Holy shit.
I hope this isn't one of the things where they shut down the gondola.
Oh fuck.
We'll be here for a long time.
Or it just detaches
Good
and
thing we
falls.
can
We
kind of
film
follow
our
wine
death.
with us. The NBA interest in wine, the basketball players.
Yeah, that's a huge
So
thing.
we had CJ McCollum was here, Dwayne Wade was here, Carmelo Anthony was here. All three of them have wines of their own that they've
Pretty damn good ones.
and pretty damn good wines, and they're really into wine, and that's been a cool development. Last year, Pink was here. She's great. She's such a cool person.
I want to meet her. Really
I've written about her. She actually has a winery. She doesn't promote it in any way with her pinkness. You know, it's under her name, Alicia Moore. The wines are terrific. She's a huge wine fanatic, and we did a story with her. Where I got to hang out with her at her, vineyard and everything, which was cool. She seems
really
she's a
cool.
wonderful human. Who else? I mean, there's been like this weird range of of celebrities who come in. Pitbull was here one year. I have no idea why. He was
Busta Rhymes was here this year.
Busta Rhymes was here. I couldn't
Somebody
go.
said that, and I thought it was a joke.
He was
and they're like,
performing.
no,
He was
seriously.
performing, and I couldn't go because I was tasting 16 single malt scotches or whatever. So I mean, yes.
Too bad you weren't tasting 16
I feel
single
the
malts.
tiny violin is playing sorrow for me.
It's like, I'm so sorry. That's really wrong.
But I mean, if you want to stay up till 5 in the morning drinking great wine, someone somewhere will be doing that and will join you. I just cut it short because I have too much talking.
Cut it
to
short
do.
at 1:30.
Yeah, that's early. That's early.
That did seem to be the general consensus. Anytime I was like, oh, like about like 2:30, people are like, oh, that's.
I mean,
that's pretty
I
restrained.
left the Nell at 1:30, and there was no sign anybody was going home. So.
No, we were there. We were freaking there.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have been. We shouldn't have kept ordering more wine, but we did. It got
Yeah,
cold.
this is good. It's cold up here. We're just circling
We're just
around
going
with our
around. Yeah,
cameras.
we're filming. Thank you. It's 11,200 feet. Yeah.
So I have a recovery strategy for Aspen, which is
do tell. I should have known this days ago.
honed over 17 years, which is that hydrate like crazy. That's one.
I feel like it didn't matter, no matter how much I drank.
Yeah, but it is, because if you didn't drink that much, you would have felt
Eat
terrible.
worse. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Always try, and once the event is done, I try and go for a hike in the mountains
Smart.
by myself, because I've been talking like crazy for 2.5 days.
I've been around
it's like I don't
thousands.
want any more communication with people.
Very fair.
And I always stay over the Sunday night because I find that Aspen's actually a really cool town when the event isn't happening, and it's pretty quiet and peaceful. And having that last night with no event, with no obligations, and just a few friends. There's always a few friends who've hung out, and you. It's kind of that gradual. It's not so much a detox. It's like a detox of your brain in a way. After being, because you're essentially, even if you're just coming to the event, but especially if you're staff, you're on, like, I'm on talking to people, doing event stuff, running seminars, 8 a.m. to midnight every single day, and then I'm usually, because I'm an idiot, hanging out at the Little Nell drinking until 1:30 in the morning or something afterwards, because the lure of Burgundy is too strong.
Preach.
So
Yes, it is.
after that, it's like you need that day of just kind of.
To like release.
Yeah, before you do something like deal with the airport, get on a plane,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's smart.
That's kind of the strategy, And the other thing I do, and I do this, on the way in, actually, I like to, the altitude does get to you, especially if you're, I mean, if you live in Aspen, it doesn't get to you, but if you're coming from New York, you're coming from Texas or whatever. Yeah. I actually like to fly into Denver and drive into Aspen.
Oh.
I find that the slow acclimation to the altitude works a lot better than just like parachuting in.
Do you come here ever, like outside of the
I've been
Food
here.
and Wine
I've been
Classic
here.
or ski?
Well, so this place actually, I used to come here and camp with my brother and my father in the summers when I was like age 6 to age 12, let's say.
Beautiful.
And then I didn't come back again until I started coming to the event. And the first time I showed up, which was like literally, 30 years or 28 years after I'd been in Aspen, it was this weird, kind of like oddly emotional, wonderful, like I have all these great memories of hiking and camping here, and then I get to come back and do this event. So
that's special.
The event doesn't live in my memory that way, but I mean, these are all places I was with my dad before he passed away a few years ago. So Aspen kind of has 2 levels of memory for me, which is interesting, which I kind of love.
Yeah, it's nice to have like that foundation and those roots.
And I drive over, I always drive in over the pass, which is beautiful. You have to pay attention or else you'll pitch over the edge, fall 1,000 feet. But, as I pass those campgrounds on the way down the pass, those are all campgrounds I stayed in with my dad and my brother, over the years. I've thought, I thought for a long time that I would come in and do this one year where I camped and just came in and did the event. And then the 8 a.m. to midnight every single day thing kind of blew that.
That would be nice to do after the event, though. Like
get
a couple days and just get out. Into
Hunter, our editor-in-chief, this year, he is with his girlfriend. He rented a camper van, and they're just taking off for a week.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty cool.
Again, just get away from the people.
Yeah. This is Aspen weather. It's like it was sunny when we came up, and now it's raining, and it'll rain for like 20 minutes, and it'll be sunny again. And in the summer, in the like mid to late afternoon, there almost like off and on every day there's like 30 minutes of rain. You think, oh my gosh, it's going to rain all day, and then it just goes away. It's mountain weather. Yeah,
it wasn't because they were predicting a lot of rain. Fortunately, we didn't have that for the event, really. Briefly.
No, it was hot actually this year.
It was really hot.
Yeah.
Especially on Thursday. I remember just being like, good God.
And the other part of the event that's really cool that I instituted a few years back and is on hold right now. For several years, we had a sort of event within the event called Som Talks.
That's fun.
Which was a series of high-end tastings and a couple of lunches and brunches, really in-depth tastings, deep verticals for the sommelier community. And I was inspired by a couple of other events where you realize there would be a group of sommeliers who were working the event, pouring the wines, and what I was inspired by was how it was like a kind of great networking event, and everybody became friends afterwards. And I thought, well, what if we did that, but we didn't make them work? If they could just come here, hang out, taste great wines, and kind of build community together. And we put it on hold because we're sort of building back after the pandemic, but I want to bring it back. And that was for like 5 years before the pandemic started. Then there was 2 years we missed it. This will be the 3rd year we missed it, and then I think we're bringing it back next year.
Oh, cool.
And it's
good to know.
And it's it's pretty cool because some of you guys get to go to a lot of events, but usually in the context of working the event.
Yeah.
And I just thought, this is such a cool community. The short version is we don't cover the flights, so you can get here. We will entertain the hell out of you and give you really amazing wine to drink.
Because you understand like when you're getting poured and you're not having to do the pouring, like you understand all of the hard work that goes into it, and it makes you just appreciate it so much more. It is.
It's not the kind of tastings that consumers necessarily want to do because it's deeply geeky, but it really is the kind of tasting that the wine trade wants to do. So
sounds good to me.
So the plan is to bring that back next year. And the other crazy, I did ride a horse into Kimasabe, the store. That was good.
I was there for that.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah,
that was the 19th.
You can't just say that. Like,
there was a horse out in front of the store. They're like,
just randomly?
Well, it's Kimasabe. It's a Western wear store, So they brought in this horse, and then they said, "Do you want to ride the horse into the store?" And I'm like, I mean, what is the only answer to that?
The only answer is yes.
The only answer is yes. So I got on the horse. I have ridden a little in the past, but not much.
And never into the store.
And then we walked right into the store. And at which point, in the store, I realized the horse was nervous now.
Aw.
And I was on a nervous horse in a store with like lots of glass cases.
And you're like,
And I'm
oh,
like,
this is
if this
terrible.
horse like does anything like try to throw me, I'm gonna be like cut into about a million pieces. So at that point, it was like, get off the horse now. And I had a glass of wine on the horse, which I don't know if that counts as
What wine?
drinking and driving.
I think it does kind of.
It is driving
You,
loosely. I don't think you're allowed to drink while on a horse.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think that might be a law somewhere where it is.
But so that was pretty fun.
Do you remember what wine you were drinking on the horse?
I do not. No, actually, I know from because we were having an event there that day that was Sonoma grape growers, so it was almost certainly Sonoma Pinot.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Did it pair well with horse?
It paired well with horse.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's like for once, it wasn't the wine that was bready; it was the horse itself.
You're
Actually,
like,
it's like you want a wine that smells like wet
smell.
horse. Hey, I got a sweaty horse for you.
That's the perfect pairing.
It's a perfect pairing.
The fruit is starting to pop a little
The
bit.
fruit's starting to come out on the nose, where it was mostly sort of
Muted.
the tertiary and musty kind of things, and
It's been like 30 minutes.
It's
here.
been 30 minutes.
Almost.
I think it's getting better. I think it's not. I find a lot of these old Barolos when they go a little bit the wrong direction get very mushroomy, and this has not
Yeah,
got
not very
that.
active.
This has got
Or they lean like super bloody.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people like.
Yeah.
I'm very like sensitive to that. This is
this
a
is
little more
no, and
subtle.
it's like sort of dried currant, dried strawberry.
Yeah.
No,
And then dried flowers, dried violets, dried rose petals.
and honestly, it's pretty alive. It's nice and acidic.
The tart fruit, even though it is muted, you're right on the nose. It's starting to
So
kick a little bit
good
more.
choice for a gondola, I have to say.
I didn't choose it. They made me bring it.
Oh, they made you. They made you
They
drink
made
the
me
71
bring it, I
Barolo.
know.
Your life is very
it's
hard.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Both our lives. So basically, to sum this up, we've had a terrible time at the Food and Wine Classic in Aspen.
This is the 39th Food and Wine Classic in Aspen. Next
I
year's
knew
40.
17.
40 is going to be big.
Ooh.
I mean, it's big already, but it's going to be. I don't know
40 's
what.
gonna
I don't
be
know. We're having a meeting, like shortly after we get back, about what we
Already?
do for the 40th anniversary.
Okay.
We start planning the instant we get back.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good
It's-
luck.
And it's
If you need any
thanks.
help, let me know.
Yeah. No, we need. We absolutely need someone to drive like the forklifts and set up the tents.
I can do that.
Yeah,
Or
that'd
if
be
you
good.
want like more horses in front of stores, I can
Yeah,
wrangle them
okay,
and
that's
figure
good.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Cool.
work on it.
Do you have a horse?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, if you get a horse, let me
I will
know.
get a horse. For you, Ray, I will get a horse.
Thank you.
But
I
this
appreciate
was
that.
so lovely. The 39th Food and Wine Classic in Aspen. Your 17th, my first.
Your first, but
My
not your
first,
last.
But not my last.
Yeah.
I hope to see you here again. We should do a gondola series.
I think we
each
need to
year.
do a gondola series each year. We definitely should do that.
This was-
Som TV gondola.
Yes. This was
Cheers.
the perfect way to close it out. Thanks, Ray.